Story tonight, desperation mounts in the frantic search for adorable little Kyron Horman. It is now day 11, and police are finally calling the search a criminal investigation. So why the switch now? This little guy is only 7 years old. What a cute guy. He vanished from inside his hallway. Cops in Portland, Oregon say his stepmother walked Kyron into his school, watched him walk down the hallway after a science fair, but somehow he never made it into class, and he has not been seen since.
And we will be continuing this investigation. It is not going to stop.
Can you switch up the music?
I am not going to cease in dedicating resources to locating Kyron.
You can see the sheriff is extremely emotional. 1,300 rescue workers have been desperately searching for this child. It is one of the largest searches in Oregon history. On Friday, Kyron's family finally came forward. Here is his tearful stepdad desperately begging anyone with information to speak out.
Kyron, we miss you, we love you, and we need you home right now. We're doing everything we can to work with law enforcement and the search and the rescue crews to make sure that you can get back to us as soon as possible.
Here's my big question. Why is this now suddenly a criminal investigation? Do cops know something they're not telling us? Back with my expert panel. But first, straight out to investigative reporter Michelle Sagona from michellesagona.com. Michelle, what are you hearing?
Well, one of the lieutenants with the sheriff's office did tell me today that although they are moving forward in a criminal investigation sense, scaling back on the search efforts, that in this particular case, if there are still tips, they will have local crews to go out and check them out. And her reasoning was because they have searched that area from the Skyline Elementary School where he went missing from dozens of times, and with 1,300 volunteers, I mean, thorough grid searches have been done. In addition, today, Jane, a $25,000 reward was also put up. And also, I did confirm with Matt Shelby from the school district that when Kyron was in the school that morning, it was actually a science fair that was going on prior to classes. He was seen walking around with his stepmother by one teacher and one other staff member. From that particular point, he did not show up to his first class. I also confirmed that there are not surveillance cameras that unfortunately are within the school, and it is in a very rural community at this particular time.
Are there cameras outside the school? Are there cameras as you walk into the school? Who said no?
He says that there. Okay. Matt Shelby from the school district said that there are not, unfortunately. There may be others throughout the area that investigators are looking into.
Okay, here's my big issue tonight. Where's the missing puzzle piece? You know, I don't feel like we're getting the whole story, Mike Brooks. A 7-year-old boy is missing. He vanished from inside his school. Now, it had sparked one of the largest searches in state history. But we are learning now that 11 days later, cops are scaling back their search efforts at the same time as that they're saying that this is a criminal investigation. I think there's got to be a connection there. They know something, Mike, that we don't know.
You know what, Jane? Either they know something, they're not telling, they're waiting for part of this case to play out, or they may not know anything. You know, it was interesting today, Captain Bates, during the presser, he said, quote, "This will not become a cold case." You know, we've had a number of different law enforcement agencies involved in this, including the FBI. They brought their child abduction response team and behavioral sciences there to help out. So they're scaling back on the physical searches, but apparently they're going full steam ahead.
Let's talk about the parents. Kyron's parents have been out of the spotlight for the entire investigation. It took an entire week until anybody in the family came forward and spoke to the press. Let's listen.
We would like to thank the media. If it was not for you showing Kyron on every newscast, printing his story in the papers, his face would not be known to everyone. People from around the nation have seen his picture. This helps tremendously.
What I find odd, Michelle, is that the two women, the biological mother and the stepmother, did not speak at the news conference. Your thoughts?
I agree. This is odd. No, definitely. And you and I have covered hundreds and hundreds of cases over our career. And when a child goes missing, and again, I'm respecting their efforts in the way that they want to handle things, but in most times, and a lot of these cases, when your child goes missing, you come up to the plate immediately and you plead to the public for help. And what this does is it resonates in the hearts and the minds of so many people, and they remember that if they have information, they pick up the phone and they come forward.
Gotta leave it right there. Thank you, fabulous panel. Melissa Huckabee.